Lou Elizondo has officially spilled the tea on all things aliens and UFOs, and the Pentagon are crapping their pants. Yes, they are, and I'm buzzing for it. We've got a few little snippets about just different bits and pieces regarding, you know, Lou Elizondo's interview that he did with Ross Coulthart, of course, over on News Nation. And then we're going to take a look at another little clip of people just kind of applauding Lou Elizondo for the work that he's done so far to try and get the word out there about UFOs and UAPs. So let's start with this one. UAP Disclosure isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Ex-Pentagon UAP official. Let's get into it.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
On the 26th of July 2023, Navy pilot Ryan Graves, Navy Commander David Fravor, and former Air Force Intelligence Officer David Grush testified at a congressional hearing heard around the world.
I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
How did it feel for you, that moment?
It was a very profound and proud moment for me. So you had 3 military personnel testifying on the reality of UAP. Now that's historic.
Whistleblower.
That was huge, to be fair. Like, it was absolutely enormous. Like, it was a real step in the right direction, because up until this point, we'd never had congressional hearings about UFOs, UAPs, aliens, interdimensional beings, whatever the hell you want to call them. And these guys were grilled on the stand, and they did a fantastic job.
Lower David Grush came on News Nation and made an earth-shattering claim.
It felt, for a moment, like the dam was breaking, that full disclosure was about to happen.
The American people deserve to know the truth on this.
But it didn't work out like that. First, Arrow denied David Grush's claims. Then, like Lou, Grush became the subject of a vicious discrediting campaign.
They also tried to throw David Grush in prison just before he came out. I don't know if many people know that, but like, they literally tried to have this man arrested, put in prison, to stop him from going and blowing the whistle on this stuff.
Including his own medical history.
And they try to discredit him, just like they try to do me. Just like they try to do anybody else who comes out and steps out of rank.
What's more, Arrow has publicly declared that it has found no evidence to support any claims of a government UAP retrieval program. As for the UAP captured on those famous videos, yes, they remain unidentified. But while the Pentagon says Arrow will follow the data wherever it leads...
I mean, didn't they say it was weather balloons at one point?
It says it has not found any credible evidence of extraterrestrial activity. So do you think that people like Sean Kirkpatrick are operating according to a dictated agenda, that they're being told to try and suppress interest in the UAP?
What I can tell you is that what he was saying is not consistent with the truth. And when someone like that blatantly tells you something that is not true, you've got a serious credibility problem.
Huge. Very, very good point.
Dr. Kirkpatrick told News Nation, "At no time did I provide false information to Congress. In fact, my team provided actual evidence, something that all of the other claimants have failed to do." Why haven't you appeared before Congress yet? There must have been numerous opportunities.
Well,
that's a fantastic question.
Sure, but there's only been one public hearing so far. There's going to be more, and it's not up to me, but I can tell you I've been asked, and my response was absolutely, I will testify.
Lou's a patriot, isn't he?
Yes.
What's driving him?
He feels that humanity is owed this information. People should know, if we are not alone, no government has the right to keep that hidden.
I agree, and another thing that winds me up is who gets to dictate what I'm allowed to know? Who gets to dictate what or tell me what I can and can't handle, you know, truth-wise? Because I feel like if I was told that there were UFOs and aliens on this earth already, yeah, it'd be like, whoa, like, tell me more. I wouldn't freak out about it. It wouldn't cause, like, I mean, it might cause some mass hysteria, but at the same time, you know, just be subtle with it. Be gentle, but just at least give us something.
A growing public movement seems to agree, as interest in the UAP question continues to intensify, both online and at UAP conferences around the country. Plus, there's been a veritable avalanche of former military officers coming forward with similar claims, including Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet and Colonel Carl Nell.
Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new.
And military-grade UAP videos are now popping up regularly, like this one over Puerto Rico, this one along the Arizona border, and this one over an undisclosed conflict zone in the Middle East.
This is more than intriguing, more than provocative. It's potentially revolutionary and transformational.
Yeah.
What can people do? What should any citizen do? How can they help you?
Get involved. Talk to your members of Congress. Ask questions, whether it's around the dinner table or the water cooler. That's what I would encourage people to do. Start asking the hard questions.
So Lou Elizondo, crystal ball. Let's go 1-2 years in the future. Are we going to be as much in the dark then as we are now?
No. But you know, disclosure isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not going to happen overnight. Disclosure isn't an event, it's a process. I think this next generation, if our kids are any indicator of hope, that's where real disclosure is going to occur.
Thanks for watching.
That was a beautiful little documentary from News Nation right there, and it was fantastic. And it does give you a little bit of insight into how the whole situation has unfolded so far. But there is another person who's come forward to say that so it was I'm going to butcher this. Michao Kaku, UFO investigator, did us a public service, and this is what they had to say on the matter.
But first, it is a privilege also to welcome to the program, in person, one of the country's most distinguished voices in the field of theoretical physics and popular science, Dr. Michio Kaku. It's such a pleasure to have you here. I've been a fan for a long time, so it's an honor. Professor Kaku's most recent book, it's The God Equation, The Quest for a Theory of Everything. So first of all, Dr. Kaku, tell us, you watched the special. What do you make of these claims? Do you find them believable?
Well, first, I think Elizondo has done a public service by releasing this mountain of classified data, which gives us hard numbers for the first time. We now know for the first time that these objects can drop 80,000 feet within a matter of a few seconds. Our aircraft can't do that.
80,000 feet in a matter of a few seconds is absolutely immense, by the way. Like, the sheer G-force against a person, against a human, against a craft. First of all, the craft would literally just implode. And second of all, the human body just won't be able to sustain that level of Gs and probably would also implode. Like, it's immense.
These things can zigzag, creating G-forces that would crush anything metallic. In other words, they're probably robots of some sort inside these objects. They can even go underwater. However, there are limits to what he said. For example, the dead bodies. We have yet to see alien DNA. That would clinch it right off the bat. Right off the bat, that would clinch the whole debate. Alien technology, alien transistors, we don't have that. People talk about that, but we have yet to see evidence of alien technology that we scientists can then dissect in the laboratory.
Unfortunately, I don't think even Lou, with his, level of UAP disclosure, like, let's not forget, yes, Lou has come forward and he has, really blown the whistle on a lot of things, but all that information that he brought forward still had to run through the Pentagon first, and they still had to greenlight him and allow him to talk about those specific things. There's probably a lot of things that Lou really wanted to talk about that the Pentagon would still turn around and say, nah, not having that, mate.
That's a weakness of his story.
How would we even know, though, if it's alien DNA? Would we have a way of figuring it out? Because in the special, he mentions that the biologics, as they call them, got passed around from government agency to government agency.
Yes, well, we know quite a bit about how computations are done mechanically through abacuses and different kinds of devices, including transistors, which require electricity. So if we get alien technology, they would probably be atomic. They would probably have a whole new way of dealing with computation. So immediately we would know that it's extraterrestrial. But no one has given us alien DNA, alien transistors, alien technology that would end the debate right then and there.
Right. Yeah, we want to see it with our own eyes. That's what I think is so interesting. The video released by the Pentagon, which you were alluding to, the Tic Tac, that's stuff that we can actually see. Right. That we can't explain, that we know exists. In terms of the biologics, we still haven't seen it, but it's interesting in the special, they showed a photo of what they say is believed to be something that was inside a human body that may have been put there. I want to play this part again just so people can see it, and then we'll talk about it.
We came across information that suggested that people were having things put inside their body that they did not give approval to.
So people have been taken away from their homes in the middle of the night and had things planted in them.
Something that was put inside their body, something invasive, right? Something that was not put there by their permission to do something.
You've seen one of those implants, haven't you?
I have been privy to some very interesting things.
This photo, he says, shows one of those interesting things. It's allegedly a biological sample removed from a US service member and submitted for analysis.
Let's not forget that when they tried to remove this from that person's body, it literally tried to evade capture. Like, the surgeon goes in with his utensils and equipment to try and pluck this thing out, and this thing is moving around the body. What?
This is possibly an alien implant.
Well, if you look, there's actually a piece of the chip sticking out and what appears to be these fibers that were moving on their own. And then it looks like this chip or whatever this is, this foreign object, is encapsulated by some sort of biological material.
This is like where I think I get a little skeptical. What do you make of that? I mean, is this believable to you?
The smoking gun would be DNA evidence. No one has done a DNA sequence of that, so who knows? It could be organic, it could be a mutation of the person's own body, but we can decide by analyzing the DNA of that. So I wonder, how come it hasn't been done already? It should have been done years ago, and so there's no more guesswork because we have the technology to decide what is extraterrestrial and what is not.
Do you think it's possible that it has been done, but just in secret? That, you know, there are these secret government programs, that they've got these things, they're testing them, and they've just managed to keep it out of the public eye?
It's always possible that the government is hiding something. I mean, how do you disprove a negative like that? You can't. However, take a look at this object. This object was there for public viewing. Anyone could have taken a little piece of that and then analyzed the DNA to decide where it came from. So that's what I'm saying. We have to use high-tech technology in order to understand exactly what alien technology is about.
Thanks for...
There you go, and that's a really interesting point that's been made there, actually. So, yeah, I mean, I completely agree with him. I think that, you know, a lot of questions that I never would have thought of, he has brought to the forefront, which I really respect. Now, over on my other YouTube channel, Simply AI, ignore the gaming part, I'm getting that changed. I uploaded a video yesterday where I spoke to AI about Lou Elizondo's alien claims. And actually, I went into it not sure how it was going to go. It did very, very well, and actually brought up a lot more case studies of things like what Lou has alluded to. So be sure to go over to Simply AI. I'll leave a link down in the description. And check out that most recent video, because it really does kind of shine a light on the entire situation and Lou's claims. But what do you guys think of this entire topic so far? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.